Hi everyone, my name is Audrey Verdaniga and I'm the Artistic Director of Musaics of the Bay. I'm excited to present our 36th Stay-at-Home Symposium premiere featuring composer Seare Farhat, pianist Suren Barry, and photographer Lia Roozendaal. Seare wrote a new piece for solo piano based on Lia's photograph, Hello Darkness, My Old Friend. Today's symposium premiere will be slightly different than the others in that this is the first phase of collaboration for Seare and Suren in exploring this new composition for solo piano. The final draft of their composition will be released in mid-June.
Hello Darkness, My Old Friend is part of an ongoing series entitled Benign Neglect, in which I photograph found objects in the studio using expressive lighting. My intent is to elevate and give meaning to mundane, discarded objects. In this way, an old baseball stripped of its skin becomes a tattered globe emblematic of the current situation in which the world finds itself. Some of my still life subjects have included rusty tools, tin cans, books, springs, buttons, glass bottles, and weathered shoes. I gravitate towards objects that exhibit a patina of time and are sometimes not identifiable because of the ravages of the elements. I collect them and then choose individual objects or groups of objects that seem to want to be together. Mine is an intuitive process of juxtaposing, adding, subtracting, and finally arriving at a composition that speaks to me. Once I have chosen my subject or subjects, I calibrate the lighting until the one's mundane object has multiple meanings and associations and is no longer merely an odd discarded item. I aim for simplicity and a minimalist aesthetic. I am delighted to be a part of this collaboration and look forward to the performance.
Hi, my name is Seare Farhat. I'm a composer living in Bloomington, Indiana. I'm so grateful to Audrey for inviting me to collaborate with two amazing artists through Musaics. I was immediately drawn into the world of Lia Roozendaal's photography when I first saw it. Hello Darkness, My Old Friend, like many others in her portfolio, is evocative, otherworldly, yet somehow simultaneously familiar and welcoming. I had so many immediately conflicting sensations when I first saw this photograph. The subject of the picture is still and unwavering, yet it has an intense potential energy and a gravity pulling it down to the ground. Even more, when I first saw the object, I felt dwarfed by its size, when in reality, it's about the size of my fist. When talking first to Suren about the photograph, he drew a connection to the movie Arrival, a psychological thriller film about an alien descent on Earth. Indeed, the threads that extend from the body of the object resemble unearthly limbs. The austerity of the lighting in the photograph gives the mind so much freedom to imagine the dimensionless space that the object exists in through Lia's photography. My piece, titled Arrival, attempts to present the potential energy of falling, the liminal space between familiarity and strangeness, and a knotted unraveling, all captured by this photograph. 6 metrically uneven melodies are placed one on top of another sequentially, and through their coexistence start to weave and knot until each lose their individual identities. The new sound world of knotted melodies becomes its own new texture. The music resembles something like a fabric, stretching out across the piano's keyboard, and the hands become tangled within it. Though each little component that built the piece is extremely simple, the end result is anything but that. Right now, I'm excited to share with you all an in-process version of the piece that just touches the surface of the mentioned melodic nodding. You'll hear 4 different sections that Suren will play for you: the beginning, the first climactic moment of the piece, an interpretation of stillness, and the last few bars. By June, for the next full premiere, I hope to fully explore the other face of this photograph, the stillness of the object. I hope you all enjoy.
It's almost like uniformity is easy to process. You have an idea. Writing a fugal entry with all the voices, that's kind of easy. It's writing the episodes, the transitions between those sections, that is really very challenging because it involves more creative decision making. It's not as process driven. So as a performer, I find it difficult to manage interpretive considerations in transitional passages. The little composition improvising I've done, it's always like, oh, I'm so great at this. I have this melodic idea, and then getting to the next melodic idea, I just kind of bash my hands against the keyboard and hope for the best. So yeah, I just find, I mean, I guess this is the early stages where I get to not contend with transitional passages, and I wonder if Seare might feel the same, where yeah, the transitional passages are more daunting to write than the not transitional passages.
Yeah, if I could just, it's definitely, I definitely agree. I like, it's when you start something in motion, when you get a ball rolling, when do you tell the ball to stop? Like, when do you turn that corner? And how do you make that, like, when you turn the corner, like, if I, if I have like some kind of thing that's happening, if you make it sudden and interject and go in a different direction, that's a choice. Like you said, all these transitions are creative choices. And so, at that point, it's like, what is the narrative that you're trying to convey and provide? And I definitely think it's very much a compositional choice, but seeing it as a performance, an interpretive choice as well is really interesting. And I've never really thought about it that way as well.